twist it, spin it, flick it, pull it, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it, twist it, spin it, flick it, pull it, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it.
Welcome to Millennial Milkshake, the podcast where three slimy G's revisit, re-experience, and review things from our childhood. My name's Colin O'Connell, and I was born in 1994.
My name's Josh Sakali. I was born in 1995.
And my name's Michelle Potter. I was born in 1997.
And listeners beware, because you're in for a scare.
I am so excited.
Boom.
And then there's a dog with glowing eyes. Just listeners, just imagine a dog with glowing eyes and a woman who looks slightly sad
With some damper hair.
Yeah, some wet ass hair. Because today we are reviewing Goosebumps, but not just any Goosebumps. We are reviewing both show and book, episode and novel, The Haunted Mask. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, man.
As a part of our ongoing October spooky podcasts. And I mean, you point to me something that defines horror as a kid growing up in the 90s, early 2000s, more than Goosebumps.
Can't do it.
I know, right?
You can't. Yep.
And we can get into personal histories. I'll dive right in and say I didn't have much history with these at all because I was too scared. These scared me too much. I didn't read the books. I didn't watch the show. I was absolutely not going to, be a little kid reading this stuff. The scariest I got was I would read the from the Black Lagoon series. You remember those books?
Yeah.
Goosebumps was way, way too much for me.
Yeah, so this was a topic that I was excited to do because I grew up heavily on Goosebumps. So I remember The Haunted Mask being one of, if not my favorite, Goosebumps episode. Funny thing is, I don't know how normal this is. I hope a little bit more normal than not. I think I've only read a few books, this not being one of them, because when I was little, I was like, well, I have the show. Why? I'll just watch it, right? I wasn't much of a reader. I wish I was, but so I grew up on this show all the time, and I have such a distinct memory that I love going back to in my head. I remember a lot of times my mom, she would pick me up from daycare, and sometimes, not always, sometimes she would take me to 48 Hour Video, and and she would say, she would know what I wanted. I would want Goosebumps, to rent a couple Goosebumps. So she would say, pick out a couple, and you can, we'll get those for the weekend or for the Friday, whatever. And I honestly don't remember how frequently this was. I just have one memory of it. And I remember it was a cozy ass rainy Friday. I got picked up from the YMCA, and went to 48 Hour, and it's, storming. And I remember walking in, and I believe as soon as you walked in, it was, I made the right turn because the kids section was like right in this little corner in the front. And just looking at the few Goosebumps selections they had, I wish I could remember which ones they were. I feel like one of them was Stay Out of the Basement, which was another one of my favorites. So I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly what two episodes, but I think one of them was Stay Out of the Basement. And just going home and being so excited to put the VHS right in, and I don't know, the rain really made the memory all the more special. But yeah, that was such a distinct and favorite memory I have. And yeah, so then I remember, they bought me a bunch of them on VHS. Watched them with my older brother a lot. And I watched them honestly throughout my life. I'm not gonna lie. I watch them still. If I want like a good laugh to go back to, maybe some memories to bring back, I'll throw on some Goosebumps. So yeah, this was definitely one of my favorite shows as a kid. Michelle, do you have anything that you can dig from Goosebumps?
Yes. Josh, I'm the same as you. I grew up on Goosebumps. So much so. I think I probably read most of the books, if not all of them. I love them. It was Goosebumps and the Magic Tree House were like my go-to books. I would read them all the time. And I also remember just the feeling.
A little different.
Completely different memories. Love it.
Yeah. And I also remember the feeling of just like, just popping in a VHS of Goosebumps. What a fantastic feeling. And just hearing the intro, like you knew you were in for something good.
It was so good. The intro was so good. I loved the theme song for it. My God.
Yeah.
And that cozy ass font that they had. Man, oh
Oh
man.
my God. Mhm.
Man, oh
If I would
man.
describe the font as cozy.
Man, oh man.
Oh, it's cozy.
Just,
You know why?
it is.
It's slimy and gross.
Oh no,
It's dripping. Kind of like our logo.
It's great. It's great.
It is great.
Did we rip off? Legally, we did not rip off Goosebumps. I want it to be known. Our font did not rip off Goosebumps. Do not sue us, Mr. Stine.
I think R.L. Stine has done enough of that in his career, to an extent. So I think he can give a little forgiveness of us ripping his font off.
I mean, we did not rip.
Yeah.
Legally, we did not rip it off.
Yeah, no, we did not. Let that be known. We did not rip
Ours
off.
is
the
We
dripping,
did
not oozing. There's a difference.
There is a
In
distinction.
court, there's a difference.
Yep.
But yeah, so Michelle, you would say you read the books more than watched the show, or kind of like an equal amount?
I honestly think an equal amount. I would always try to read the book before I watched the show, because that was just like a thing I always had to do.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Like even after like middle school, I always have to read the book before I saw the movie or like the show or whatever it was based off of. But yeah, I love them both so very equally.
I always wanted to watch anything before reading anything, because the spoilers felt. I'm still like that. I won't really want to read a book if I know there's a movie, because there's something about this having a spoiler for a movie, and I don't really care as much with the book. So, like with Harry Potter, I'm kind of glad I watched the movies before the book. But not gonna stray away. I'm gonna try and stay on track with Goosebumps, because I do have one more thing to say that I remember with the books, and I still feel bad about it to this day. I loved the visuals of Goosebumps. I loved the covers and all the pictures and stuff like that. So I think I was obviously in elementary school, and I really wanted to sign up for this Goosebumps book package thing. And you start off with one set, and it's like a set of, I don't know, maybe like 10, 20 books or something like that. And then I think you get more like each month that happens. I'm not really sure, but I remember my parents did that for me for a little bit, and I would take so long to read them. I really wouldn't read them. I just liked I liked all the pictures. I liked to collect them for that. And I remember, they would get on me about, Josh, you really wanted these books. You got to start reading them, or we're not going to get you anymore. And I was like, oh, all right. might have read, honestly, one from that set, and I just don't think I read anymore. So I still have that set in my closet. That's where this book came from that I'm holding right here. And man, I forgot how small they were. I knew they were small, but feeling it, I was like, this feels like a magazine.
Yeah, they are really thin. Oh,
Yeah.
man, speaking of the covers though, just like going to the Scholastic Book Fair and seeing all of the different Goosebumps covers and having to decide which one to get.
I know.
What a stressful but like amazing decision to make.
There was a lot of disappointing episodes that just never lived up to their cover, and I got so
Yeah.
upset. I mean, I remember, I feel like Shocker on Shock Street, I liked the cover a lot, and I didn't care for the episode. And there was just a lot like that. The covers always looked,
Yeah.
the covers were always a little better.
Yeah,
than the
I
episode, 'cause, like,
definitely agree.
I wanted to see the cover in the show, and obviously you can't really replicate that.
Yeah,
They did their best though.
they did.
But yeah, that's really all I have for personal history experiences with Goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. If you guys don't have any other personal things, I mean, I could give you a little history.
Nah, I feel like playing hooky today, I think.
Goosebumps is the perfect thing to play hooky for also.
I'm gonna ditch to rent another Goosebumps video.
We're going to the 48-hour rentals.
For real.
I support it. Yeah, but just the more you know. So the original book series was first released in 1992. And I think that book series stopped in December of 1997. And there's I think there's 7 total Goosebumps spin-off series, and those ran from 94, and I think he's still writing them. I think he's still writing Goosebumps series currently.
How the hell old is R.L.
Is he?
Stine?
Yes, there's new books being released.
I don't think I knew that. I didn't know he was still writing them. My God.
Yeah, there's a whole website.
So you mean to tell me R.L. Stine can write 5,000 fucking books a day, but George R.R. Martin can't finish one fucking book in 50 years?
Honestly,
Fucking kill me.
quick call out. What are you doing, man? Yeah.
Call up RL. George RR.
Get
RL
some
needs to help RR.
Quick tips. Yep.
Well, so I'm curious then, Michelle. They don't still make any Goosebumps episodes, right?
Well, they don't, but let me just find my little note here. There is a reboot, apparently.
Fucking course there is.
Yeah, in the works.
Fucking course.
They did the whole movie. I don't know if there was a second movie. I think there was, but they stopped those. But yeah, when I was reading about it, there's supposedly a reboot with Scholastic Entertainment and Sony in the works for the series, which is interesting.
Oh, maybe
see.
Spider-Man will cross over.
I'm going to say it. I enjoyed the Goosebumps movie. Don't care. Don't care what anyone says.
Never saw it.
I don't remember.
Have no opinion.
I saw it.
It's not that good, but I like it.
I think I remember liking seeing all the characters. And that's all I remember from it.
Is that the one where Jack Black teaches a bunch of kids how to play music?
Yep,
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
that's it.
Teaches them how to play AC/DC or something. I don't know.
The instruments are haunted.
They started a band for Battle of the Bands, and I think their band's called the Slimy G's or something like that.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
The School of Slime.
The
School
School
of
of Slime. Yeah, so there was the books, and then there's a TV series, which ran from 1995 to 98, so a few years after the books were first released. And since the release of the first book, which was Welcome to Dead House, classic, the series has sold over 400 million books worldwide, which is extremely impressive. 32 different languages, which makes it the second best-selling book series in history after J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter.
That is crazy.
Well, the Bible doesn't count as a series?
Kids. Oh, yeah. No, this is, series in general. You're right. Not in my research, but maybe.
There's the King James version. There's the other versions.
The new one, the old one.
I mean, no, that's the same. No.
They're
I'm
not,
talking
they're
about
not
the different
different.
versions.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, that's all the one Bible.
Okay. I don't know.
I can tell I'm not in Sunday school, I tell you.
I don't teach religion. So,
Yeah, Michelle needs to take a couple classes, I guess.
I do.
Those aren't versions, Michelle. They're testaments.
Oh. There's Michelle in the spotlight losing her religion.
Wow.
Oh, love it. That's her in the corner.
I hate that song, by the way.
Oh, I know. I love it.
I hate that band.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe another episode.
Yeah.
Not likely.
All right. So 235 books thus far. Again, still making them. Fun fact, the RL in R.L. Stine's.
Wait, can I guess?
Yes, please.
Richard Lewis
Close.
from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's actually, yep.
He writes those books.
He does.
Remus Lawrence.
Oh, that's good. That's actually pretty close, Josh. It's Robert Lawrence.
Oh, damn it, Michelle.
All right. I was gonna say Robert Lewis
We're
too.
gonna keep guessing.
I'm sorry.
Remy
Time's up.
Livingston.
Remy Linguini. Okay.
What the fuck?
You know, Ratatouille.
Whose name is Linguini?
What was the main character's name in Ratatouille?
Remy.
No, the chef.
Remy.
No, the rat. You're right.
What are you talking about?
The
Remy's the
person.
rat and the chef.
You're absolutely right.
That's the whole point of the movie. Yeah, I think the talentless hack is named Linguini, I believe, but that's not a real person's name.
I know.
That's kind of actually, that's like borderline racist, Pixar.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that that's his name.
I mean, I'm not Italian. I can't speak to it, so.
I love that movie though. Anyway, so R.L. Stine once said that he actually comes up with the titles of the books first, and then writes the plot, which I thought was pretty interesting. And he said on Twitter once that it only takes him about 3 weeks to outline and write each novel. So that's probably why he's like churning them out so fast. Because every month he just writes a new book.
My God.
Yep.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's insane.
It made me feel really bad about myself.
Oh, same, absolutely. It's like, it's ridiculous. 3 weeks, you're done with the book.
I can barely get up to edit a fucking podcast. This guy's pumping out novels.
Yep.
Jesus.
Same. Yeah, that's wild. So for the TV show, as we'll talk about, the TV show aired, I think, Canada first, in 1995, and then it aired on Fox Kids in the United States. Eventually, Cartoon Network aired episodes, HBO, and now you can stream it on Netflix. Oh, sorry, not HBO. Hub broadcast the series. But now you can stream it on Netflix. And one of the reasons that I read that it was filmed in Canada was because it was cheaper and the child labor laws there were less strict.
Oh, no.
Meaning the kids could work longer hours than they could like in the United States, which is quite interesting.
Less than ideal.
Yeah. So yeah, Canadian show. 3 books from Goosebumps series have won the Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards. So that's pretty cool. And in 1997, the TV show won Kids' Choice Awards for favorite TV show. Oh, I'm so sorry. They didn't win. They were nominated, though.
Okay, because I was going to say, there's a bit of a conspiracy.
Oh.
Because Jack Black used to host, and if he was giving out awards to Goosebumps and then he got the lead role in the movie,
yeah, that's true.
I was about to connect some dots that Nickelodeon did not want me to connect.
Yeah, that's a great point.
They were going to slime my ass before I could get to the press.
And just one little last quick blurb about the episode and the book we reviewed. So the Haunted Mask is like super one of the most popular Goosebumps stories. And according to IndieWire, when the episode aired on Fox, 14.1 million people watched it.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
A lot of people bought it on VHS too. When it came out the next year, over 2.5 million people purchased it, which is a whole lot of people. So, yeah. That's my quick little history lesson for you.
That's more people than, like, watch the fucking World Series. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know if, like, maybe by that time, like, kids were, like, really aware of Goosebumps and they hadn't yet, like, I don't know. They were just getting introduced to it because it's from, like, the first series and people were really excited about it. I don't know, but that's a hell of a lot of people.
Wow. That's so many people.
Yep, it really is.
Well, before everyone leaves the classroom, why don't you guys come on over to my corner? Got a lot of books, but also in Colin's literary corner, I also have television shows.
Ooh.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Spooky, the television. So here's how, if you are not familiar with Colin's Literary Corner, it is a game that we play instead of doing Apple Facts. Well, I will read a quote from either a classic piece of literature or, in this case, Goosebumps. Okay? And Michelle and Josh have to guess whether it's from a classic piece of literature or from Goosebumps. Now, it's going to work a little different, all right? So they each get a chance to buzz in. It's first come, first serve. But since I'm doing television shows, you now have 3 options. You have to guess Goosebumps, a television show, or a classic piece of literature.
Oh.
So once you get the, like, say you guess Goosebumps, right? You have to guess the book and or episode, because Goosebumps, so you can guess Goosebumps whether you think it's the book or the television show, right? That's going to all count as one thing. And then if you guess literature, you have to guess the book and you get an extra point. If you guess television show, that covers all television shows not named Goosebumps, right? And then you have to guess the television show for an extra point, all right? So you get a point for getting it right. You get an extra point if you can guess the, like, the extra title, basically. Make sense?
Yeah,
Yes.
so you said, it's kids' books. Is it kids' shows, too? That if it's not, like, let's say it's another...
Ooh, Josh, I did not say kids' books or kids' shows.
Oh, okay. So
Nope.
it's just books in general. Like,
Books in general. So if you, like, guess Goosebumps, I'm going to give you the point whether it's a Goosebumps book or a Goosebumps TV show. Okay?
Right.
And then you get a chance to guess the episode and or book that it's from. All right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you guess television show, it's all, it's all up for grabs. You can guess any television show or book or story, whatever it is. All right? Does that make sense?
Yes, you're going into all kinds of categories for the, if it's not
Oh,
Goosebumps.
it's wild, baby.
It's getting crazy in the Halloween month.
We gotta come up with a buzzer. I think the buzzer should be, you have to do the Goosebumps. Dun 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 dun.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
How many beats?
You got to do the whole thing.
Got the whole intro song?
You got to go dun 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 dun. All right. So that how many is that? Dun 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 dun. You got to do 6 duns. All right. Sound good?
I thought it was 5.
I think it's 5.
Dun dun dun. Wait. Dun dun
It's-
dun 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 dun. 6.
No, then it's a...
5. Yeah.
Do I have to do that?
All right. How about this? You just do the dun instead.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Since there's no confusion. So you're not doing the dun dun dun. You're just doing dun or whatever it is. Okay. Here we go. The first quote from either a television show, a classic piece of literature, or a Goosebumps. Here we go. Fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. Josh,
That is not Goosebumps.
what is it?
That was rough to follow. Now, would I guess book or show? Like, if it's
Classic
not
piece
Goosebumps,
of literature or show. Or Goosebumps if you change your mind.
would you be opposed to rereading that?
Fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore.
That sounds so familiar, but I have no clue. I'm just gonna
I'm gonna need a guess.
show.
You think it's a show?
Yeah.
That's incorrect. Michelle, you get a chance to steal.
Is it The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe?
You need to tell me whether you think it's Goosebumps or literature.
It's literature.
Okay, so you get a point for that. What do you think the classic piece of literature is?
I'm gonna guess The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
It is The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Michelle gets an extra point.
Yes.
Now, Colin, if I would have said literature but not able to name the book, would I get 1 point and Michelle will get 1 point?
No, Michelle does not get to steal. If you get the answer right, you don't get to steal the bonus point.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, that's how we're running it. And if that's different from the previous episodes, I don't give a fuck.
I like that.
No rules.
Excellent
Oh.
work, Michelle. My God.
So when it
Thank
comes
you.
to names, I'm just gonna blank out the names because I don't want to give anything away. All right, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna say blank, and that means that a name, because otherwise it would give some of these would give it away.
Oh, okay.
All right. So next quote. Glancing over the street, blank saw the old Carpenter mansion looming over its dark, weed-choked lawn. Everyone said the ramshackle old house was haunted by people who had been murdered inside it 100 years ago. Josh?
That is, I'm going to say show, not Goosebumps.
That is incorrect. Michelle,
My
you have a chance
God.
to steal.
What the hell?
That is this is hard. That is literature.
That is incorrect. That is the Goosebumps book, The Haunted Mask by R.L. Stine. We literally read it, guys.
What page?
I don't remember
I don't
that
fucking
at
know.
all.
Wow.
Oh, I do
My pages are
remember.
different than yours, too, because I have the online version.
When she says her friends went into the house, but she was too scared to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, Michelle remembers. Right, next one. Hold on. We'll wait for Josh to look it up.
Oh, no. You're good. You're good.
Next quote. Something was pouring from his mouth. He examined his sleeve. Blood, blood. Crimson, copper-smelling blood. His blood. Blood, blood, blood. And bits of sick. Michelle.
I'm so tired of getting them wrong.
I don't know why I buzzed in. I don't know this.
You have a 1 in 3 chance.
I know. Is it literature?
No, it is not literature. Josh, you have a chance to steal.
Rats.
Can I hear it again?
Something was pouring from his mouth. He examined his sleeve. Blood, blood. Crimson, copper-smelling blood. His blood, 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 blood. And bits of sick.
Show.
That is correct. It is show. Josh, I will be astounded if you get this show.
Why does that sound so familiar? It really does.
I would be shocked if it sounded familiar.
I don't know why.
I think 5 people have watched this show before.
I'm gonna go. I don't even. I'm gonna go I'm going to go, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
That is incorrect.
That's
It is
fine.
from a very little known, well, I shouldn't say little known. It is from a UK comedy called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
My God.
It's a horror comedy. But I like the quote, so I added it.
That's fine. I'll take the point.
Next quote. Imagine a full moon with someone beneath it, slowly turning into a ferocious wolf creature. Our parents and grandparents love to be scared by the classic werewolf tales.
Dun-dun-dun.
Michelle.
Damn
Goosebumps.
It is Goosebumps for the bonus point. What book or episode?
I don't remember what it's called. It's the werewolf. I'm just going to go with the werewolf because that's all I remember.
Ooh, very close. It is The Werewolf of Fever Swamp.
Darn.
R.L. Stine, it's the episode. R.L. Stine says it is his little opening, his little intro before the episode started. So Michelle is up 3-1. There are 2 more quotes left, but of course, the bonus points can make this, brand new game.
Damn.
All right. Quote, and Josh, you really need to get this one because you're not getting the last one.
In all honesty, I was wondering if you could do different Goosebumps books or shows too. So I have that. Cool.
Quote, all human beings, as we meet them, are commingled out of good and evil, and blank, alone, in the ranks of mankind, was pure evil. Josh.
I couldn't let Michelle get it. Let me just redo the quote in my head real quick. I'm gonna go literature.
It is literature.
All right.
Josh, can you get the correct piece of literature?
Would I be an asshole if I just asked you to read it one more time? This is important.
All human beings, as we meet them, are commingled out of good and evil, and blank, alone, in the ranks of mankind, was pure evil.
Is it Harry Potter?
It is not Harry Potter. It is Robert Louis Stevenson's The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
That's good. That's a good one.
All right, Josh, you're down 3-2. Last quote. People would say, please don't pillage me. And I would say, no, I am pillaging everyone, you included. Josh.
Show.
That is a show. Josh, can you guess the show?
I'm gonna say Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Ooh, no! It is not Curb Your Enthusiasm. It is Nandor from What We Do in the Shadows. Michelle, I am so disappointed. So we have a tie.
I knew that.
I asked you ahead of time if I should select another one in case there was a tie. You said no. So now I have to scramble for another horror quote or Goosebumps quote or television show quote.
As I was hearing it, I was like, this definitely is a Goosebumps. I'm going to have to go Shell.
I knew that was going to be the last one, too. I wasn't quick enough.
Okay. This is the tiebreaker. It's not a quote. Ready? What are the names of the 2 boys who torment Carly Beth?
Chuck and Steve.
Unfair.
I mean, you said diddle. What is your final answer?
Chuck and Steve.
Chuck and Steve is correct. How is that unfair, Michelle? It was a tiebreaker.
You didn't ring in.
He did ring in.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
I asked him to say it again.
All right.
That was fun.
That was
Thanks,
fun.
Colin.
My God.
Michelle, I'm disappointed you did not get the What We Do in the Shadows.
I genuinely, I knew it was going to be in there, and I knew it was the last one. I just didn't fast enough, Gotta work on my
I almost included a Jackie Daytona quote. I was going to include, I moved to Pennsylvania because it sounds like Transylvania, and we all know that's cool.
It's so good.
Off the top of my head, like, I was wondering if you were just going to put a very unrelated quote, like, theme-wise in it, so I just went Curb.
No, I went all horror.
That could have been a curb quote. That was a good guess.
So let's get out of the corner. Let's get out. Let's breathe. Let's go outside. Let's take a deep breath. And let's talk about Goosebumps, both show and book. How do we want to do this? Do we want to talk about like the show first or the book first, or do we just kind of want to meld them together?
Let's meld them together.
Let's meld them.
All right. Big old mixing pot of masks going on.
So, Carly Beth,
What do you have to say about Carly Beth, Michelle?
I just am so stressed out for her.
I know.
This
I feel so
poor
bad.
girl is tormented by her friends
Yeah. Quote,
and
friends.
yeah.
Dipshits. Assholes.
Yeah, and even Sabrina, her best friend, is always like, oh, I didn't know they were going to do it. She definitely knows.
Bitch, you know.
She knew the whole time.
Like in the show when it's like they're going to pick out their pumpkins and they just happen to be there already hidden and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, I didn't know that they would follow us all those ways. Like, they clearly didn't. They knew that you were going to be there at that time.
Yes.
Which, by the way, worst looking pumpkin patch I've ever seen.
I absolutely love that they go to just an abandoned field to pick out their pumpkins.
Let me say this, though. I will say Sabrina in the book, I dislike a lot more than Sabrina in the show, because at least in the show, it feels a little bit more loyal to Carly Beth. In the book, I swear, every time they pull a prank on her, she's like giving her sympathy, and then she's like, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, she's constantly
Yeah.
victim blaming her too.
Yeah,
and
and
you're
she-
just so scareable.
And she does that. She does that once in the show, but in the book, it's
Constant.
it's constant. Yeah,
Every time.
But let me say this: the opening for the show is 1,000 times better than the opening in the book. I don't care what you guys say about the pumpkin patch or whatever. I like the opening scene so much more in the show.
Really?
I
Yes.
agree with you.
That's
Yep.
interesting because I
Because-
thought the pumpkin patch opening was really weird. Well, I liked the part where like it does set up the Halloween shop, like the mask shop. Like that's good. Like that stuff's fine. I didn't like the pumpkin, like that actual part though at all.
I don't mind it, to be
I like the
honest.
store part though. That was pretty. That was
Yeah.
nice little
I like
way
that.
to set that up.
Yeah, I like that the guy is shown in it. I mean, even though it's creepy, he's like for some reason staring at them the whole time they talk, and then walk and then leave the scene.
Which, by
But-
the way, no way he's hearing what they're saying, right?
No, yeah,
Yeah,
he's just watching.
They're too far away.
Yeah,
So
at that
far
point
away.
he's just watching people that looked in his store. I guess he doesn't like if you look in his store, but even still, it's just first off, you get the cafeteria part in the show as well, and I didn't expect it to start off on that in the book, and I think it's better done in the show. Even when they slip the worm in her sandwich, that's a little different because it's Steve's sandwich that he just gives her. So
And he like lies too. He's like, "Oh, it's rubber," and then she
Yeah.
like grabs it, and then he's like, "Gotcha again." And It's
Yeah.
like someone hit this kid, like hit this
Yeah.
child. I'm not for child abuse, but someone attack him.
And in the show, I like it more that they slipped it in her sandwich. It just feels a little like she wouldn't. No, I mean, if she's taking this guy's sandwich, come on, man. You know there's gonna be something up with it.
Yeah.
I don't care how hungry you are. So yeah. I like how they do some of the scenes more in the show so far.
It's also just, but we have to talk about this worm prank. It's so mean. It's not even funny.
Yes. Yes.
It's just
So
mean
mean.
spirited.
So extreme. Like you're feeding her a worm,
I know. Like
especially for being
he
her
like
friends.
walks up with like the pumpkin head right in the show, and it, like spooks her, and she goes and it's like, okay, that's that's fine, I guess, but you only get to scare someone once within like a meeting like vicinity. You don't get to scare them multiple. You get one scare and you're done. Like, this is bullshit. How often they're like pranking her and scaring her within like a minute. Like, it's constant.
Yeah.
And if you do it all the time, stop.
just stop. Like,
Just yeah, seriously.
find something else to do. Like,
And stop defending it, Sabrina. Just stop.
Yeah.
No, she's the worst friend ever.
she's awful. Like, I agree with you, Josh. Like, I like the opening of the show more. Well, one, because it sets you up for the Halloween mood like immediately. In the book, it just opens at a school cafeteria, which is, I don't know, it's fine, but it's not Halloween. But yeah, Sabrina is so mean, and she says something like in the show.
Wait,
She's like,
no, wait a minute. I'm not letting that slide. The first line of the book is, "What are you going to be for Halloween?" What are you talking about?
But
Doesn't
like,
set up that it's Halloween. Of
Is
course,
that-
it's the first line in the book.
Yeah,
no,
but
I'm saying
but-
it's like gets you in the mood more.
Yeah.
I
Like
get that,
this
but
whole
but you can't be like, oh, it's just in a school cafeteria when the first line is, "What are you going to be for Halloween?"
yeah, but like the setting isn't anything special.
It's not. Yeah, like setting is very important, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of.
It's fine.
Am I misremembering, or because in the show, which first off, they're not sitting in a cafeteria in the show; they're outside.
Which is great.
But
Love that.
like some of the kids are dressed up and some aren't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but that's not like that in the book, right? It's
Oh,
just
no.
like they're all just it's because it's not Halloween in the book. It's Halloween
Right.
in the that day is Halloween on the show.
The next day. Yeah, it's Halloween Eve on the opening.
Because there's a whole cut sequence from the book, or in the show from the book, right? There's no science fair in the show.
Nope. And what was
Oh,
with the
nope.
science fair?
Yeah,
was-
why did
that
we
was
need
weird.
that?
It was
yeah.
very when I was reading that I was like, oh, just to do a tarantula
Yeah.
tarantula prank.
And also to point out that the adults are also laughing at Carly Beth.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I don't want to excuse violent behavior, but if anyone was like a prime school shooting candidate, it's fucking Carly Beth. Like, she's almost like justified at this point because the staff are also laughing
Yeah.
at her.
And
They're
the thing
all
is,
so mean to her. Yeah.
it gets to a point where it's not even Carly Beth's fault. I would react the same way, and these pranks, they're reasonable. I mean, if you ate a worm, why are people laughing? It's not even like it's like a dumb thing to get grossed out by. You
Yeah.
just ate a worm and everyone's laughing at you. Well, all right.
yeah.
And also, they list her phobias in the book, and it's like, oh, I'm just scared of ghosts and snakes and bugs and dark rooms and witches. And it's like, those are all pretty reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
none of those are outlandish. Like,
Yeah.
I'm afraid of birds. That's kind of outlandish. But compared to those things, it's ridiculous. But, like, dark rooms are, I'm sorry. I'm a fully grown adult man. Dark rooms are fucking scary.
Yeah. They
They
are.
are.
Because you
They
just
are.
don't
They really
know
are.
what's in them.
And if it's fully dark, I still look behind me even though I can't see shit.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Yep.
do the nice little, I reach my hands, I do the feel out, try to
Yeah.
see if I can hit anything.
Awful.
If there's
It's
a
awful.
murderer in there, I'm going to touch their pants first before they kill me. Be like, what's this? What is this, Levi's? You're wearing Levi's, huh? You're wearing Levi's to kill me. Nice.
Oh, and let's just toss it back to fruit roll-ups. Okay, Chuck rolls up a
Get
fruit.
a
fruit
nice
roll-up.
little reference. Yep.
Yep. And also, it's not just fruit roll-ups. There's a line in the book at the science fair. The volcano erupted, sending up a gusher of
Yeah.
red liquid.
Oh, yes.
A gusher. And guess what? Last week we talked about fire coming out of a monkey's head. Everything is connecting in, dare I say, a very spooky way.
Very spooky way.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, the science fair thing was weird, but I do like, I will say, one thing that I like more about the book is you can kind of fudge like the details in the book, like how accurate, like how realistic her mother makes the Carly Beth looking thing, right? In the book, you can be like, that's so realistic, it looks just like her. And then in the show, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it looks just like her. And it's like, it looks fucking nothing like Carly Beth
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
terrible. At the same time, though, I'm kind of glad they didn't make it look like, because I hadn't remembered like what the head looked like. But if they made it too realistic, it would be like Okay, her mom could never do something that good. Like, it looks like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they did what they could with it. The thing I hated most about the show compared to the book is the stupid ass scarf that she puts under the head. Is that supposed to be blood? What is that?
Yes, it's supposed to be blood.
Yeah. She puts a like red scarf hanging from the pole.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. I wasn't even, yeah.
She really just like takes it. She just takes it from her pocket too. Like she had it the whole time, like with her.
Like, come on, man. You know you could get away with this prank without doing that. Just make it a head. It's bad enough, but
I will also say the owner of the of the mask shop sounds way cooler and way creepier, to me at least, in the book than in the show.
Yes,
With
absolutely.
his slicked hair, his slicked down hair,
Really?
his pencil thin mustache, and his cape. They make such a huge deal about the cape.
Oh, the cape. And he
I
has
think it's
no
a little
cape.
I think it's almost comical.
You
I
think it's a
like,
little Frank Costanza's lawyer in Seinfeld?
I like him better in the show. I think going that route is creepier and more. It feels better than this. I don't know. When I was reading the book, I was like, this guy's like, was he trying to be like a caricature of a magician? I don't know. Like,
He's John Waters with a
It
cape,
felt-
and
it-
that's
so it felt-
creepy.
I don't know. It felt goofy to me. I like the older man. Just I don't know. He was good. I liked him in the show. I thought he was like he was right
Yeah.
for the episode.
He's easily the best actor in that episode. It's not
Oh.
even
So
close.
Yeah.
he is. I will say this though. So I have a very important note. Carly Beth is actually pretty good in
I did not think so.
the realm of Goosebumps.
Josh, what?
Yep,
Yeah,
she
I
is.
thought she was terrible.
She was
No.
bad.
She was really bad.
No, she's she's
Sorry,
I
but-
actually thought Sabrina was better. The
Sabrina's
actress who
good,
played
too.
Sabrina was better, way better. Cause I can't remember the line read. There was some line read she said, and it was like, oh, that felt like genuine. You know,
so
in this show where
Sabrina
nothing
is good.
feels genuine.
She's in a few other Goosebumps. She's actually one of their better actors too. I don't know. I liked Carly Beth in it. I actually felt like there was effort put in from her compared to so many I've seen. They're so bad. A lot of like all the kids. So Carly Beth, I actually see her trying, which is nice.
Well, yeah, she
I
was
mean, she was
definitely
better than
trying.
Noah.
Yeah.
I think Sabrina didn't have much to do. She's better in Night in Terror Tower. She's actually pretty good in that too. That's actually Night in Terror Tower is also one of the better performance-based episodes, but we're not on that. We're on Haunted Mask. Yeah, I like Carly Beth. There's a couple like ridiculous moments, sure, but like when she has even the opening scene is pretty good between the two, their exchange. But towards the end when she goes to see him, I think she's better when she has the mask on
With
too.
the mask on. Yeah,
She-
she's way
that-
better with the
yes.
mask on.
Oh, hard disagree. Her little laugh and shit that she does is so cringy. Couldn't stand it. She's going around. No,
I don't think that's
No,
her
that- I
fault.
think
That's the
it's
thing.
so bad.
Yeah.
No, it was fucking dog shit. Sorry, Carly Beth actress.
So in all fairness, I hate that it's hard because the book she's doing that, but it doesn't sound threatening at all. It just sounds kind of goofy. She does her best. I put that on the director, that's not entirely her. It's not like that's her choice. So she's doing the best she can. But like when she goes back to the shopkeeper, their exchange too. I feel bad for Carly Beth a lot. And if they're really that bad, I'm not going to feel that bad for them. But she's pretty decent in this. I feel. You guys might not agree.
I thought it was really bad.
Yeah, I thought she was bad, but like she was definitely like putting in the effort,
Yeah, but sometimes you could put in too much effort.
Yeah, she like the
I don't think she
exchange.
does.
The exchange.
That's why I was always a B student, baby. Don't try too hard.
Yeah, I definitely don't think she overacts
Now
in
look
this.
where I am.
Well, the exchange in the shop, I feel like she overacted. That's the only scene that I like remember super well, like with her acting.
Well, when she like screams when she's crying, or
no, when he like asks her what she's doing here, and she's like, "I'd like to get a mask, please."
oh, in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I was talking about the end when she comes back, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. So one of her lines, which is one of the funniest parts in the episode, this was ridiculous. I'm not saying she's great or anything. She has ridiculous moments. Don't get me wrong. This is one of the funniest parts when he says, "What is your name?" And she just goes, "Carly Beth."
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not giving this girl an Oscar. I'm just saying, compared to what I've seen, this is one of the ones that.
No, that was bad. That was really bad.
What that part?
Yeah.
There's bad parts. There's always going to be bad parts, Colin, in the Goosebumps. They're kids.
I understand that. I get that they're kids, but I'm not going to sit here and listen to this that she was good.
I said pretty good.
When the girl that played Sabrina was way better in her short time. You know,
she's better when she's starring. Like Night in Terror, I think she is better.
All right, I have to backtrack because it's just something I remembered. We got to talk about this science fair, and I was so pissed off when they're talking about their science project, which are just like painted ping pong balls, and they're like, she's like, this other kid built a computer, and she's like, yeah, I guess that's better than ours, and it's like, excuse me. And then this other girl built like this robot arm, and it's like, you painted ping pong balls. You don't get to like expect anything. I don't know, just a little rant.
Wait, no, I thought I thought some other kid painted the balls. Her and Sabrina had a different project.
No, that was their
No.
project.
Oh, it was?
That was their project.
Yeah, she was really trying to convince herself that her hard work like wasn't all for nothing, but it really was because everyone's project like seemed way better than theirs.
Way better.
So much
The kid
better.
built a computer. Excuse
Yeah.
me? Yeah, so I don't know. Well, I guess we should go back to the brother, and she goes to the house and stuff, and there's the chicken, or I'm sorry, the duck costume, not a chicken. It's weird because they say it has white feathers in the book and then it has yellow feathers in the show. And I was like thinking, because ducks aren't yellow, but ducklings are. But white bird suit immediately is you're going to think chicken, right?
Yeah.
I bet that's why they changed it for the show.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but chicken, like, I also think chicken when I see yellow. Like, I probably would have thought chicken if I didn't, like, know. I mean, I probably would have thought duck if I didn't know. Wait,
I guess, yeah, chickens can be yellow, too. I guess that does make sense.
A baby chick.
Baby chick.
Yeah.
Baby chick.
But, so, okay.
Yeah, so she's all upset that everyone scares her. So she really wants to scare everyone else. So the duck costume won't do. It just won't do.
Yeah, because she's a victim of targeted harassment at her school.
Absolutely.
And she wants to get even. Listen, I don't want to bring up school shooting again, but if you, out of context, you take her words in the book, it really sounds like she's about to fucking snap. And like some kids are going down
She did snap
tomorrow at school.
with this mask.
Well, the masks help her, but I'm just talking about on her own. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So listen, don't go to school tomorrow is all I'm saying.
Oh my god. So she walks into this shop, right? And
Well, first the mask smiles at her, remember? The thing that her mom made her.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the way that it's played, I can't remember. Do we get clarification? We don't, I think, in the book. In the show, we do, though, because we don't see it at first. She's like, it smiled at me. And then they leave, and then the mask smiles again, and it's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no exchange with her mom. She just kind of thinks it.
But that's not explained
in the book.
at the end.
No. Yeah, it's not.
In the book, she thinks it. She like even when she thinks it was the trick of the light, she says that in the show, but she doesn't say that in the book. But in the show, she says it smiled at me, and her mom says, you know, what's up with you? You're letting this Halloween stuff get to you. And then she says,
Right.
yeah. So
And then they leave the room, and then it smile, but it really does smile.
yes,
Which we don't get clarification on.
right. Yeah, not in the book.
Why does that happen? In neither, right?
Yeah, I don't think we get clarification. Like in the show, they don't show it either.
But, like, I'm not saying clarification like whether it actually did. I'm saying like why it smiled
Oh.
in the show. We don't know why it smiled.
Nope. No.
And we
clue.
don't know in the book if it smiled, right?
Right. We just
Wait,
think it's
it-
like
There's some really
it does. Like it does smile at her in the show.
yes.
Like in the beginning, it does. Okay, I couldn't remember.
It's
What-
we don't
you
see
assume
it
it
smile
did.
at her. She reacts.
Okay,
And then they leave
so
the
we don't
room,
see
and
it.
then
Okay.
and then the mask of her smiles, like to the camera, right?
Oh right, yeah, okay.
But in the book, it's just like she's like, "Oh, I'm just like seeing things or whatever, like in her head or whatever." Mm-hmm. Just weird. I don't know. It's kind of weird, like these differences. They seem like such like minor differences. Like, why would you even make them? You know, like what's
Yeah.
the point of changing something so small? Like, what does it change in the story?
yeah. I mean,
Because that doesn't go anywhere
well, wait. Do you mean
in
adding?
either stories.
Do you mean adding that smile in?
Yeah, but even in the book, that doesn't go anywhere. This whole smiling, her mask smiling thing.
Well, no, it does when she scares them because it speaks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait, but I thought that was because. Wait a minute. I thought that was because when she put the mask on, then her consciousness kind of like
Yeah.
drifts over. I didn't realize that the
That's-
thing was like alive ahead of time.
Yeah, that's like also what I thought, that like because she was wearing the mask, her, like what
Yeah.
Khan said, it goes over to this head. So like when it smiles in the beginning, I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I didn't even connect it to that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
happens
because
in
Chuck
the
and
end.
Steve see it talk. They hear it.
Yeah, but she's like wearing the mask at that point.
Yeah, like I thought like her essence was going into that thing, like going into the mask her mom made.
So like was like this,
Was it
I don't
always
know. Did her mom
Part of
take
her?
Yeah,
Did her mom make a Horcrux of her daughter?
like did she take a class with the guy who owns the mask shop maybe? I don't know.
Whoa.
Like, you know?
When did okay, hold on. When did when she first saw the Yeah, no. She didn't own the mask at that point.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's
so
weird.
yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
It is
What?
weird.
I
It's a
know. Why
little
is it in
weird.
either of the?
It's just
Why
supposed
is
to
it
be
in
like
either
a
of them?
it's just supposed to be a spooky thing that they put in there.
It is spooky, that mask.
It's
Like-
just it's supposed to be a haunted plaster of Paris.
Like her plaster of Paris is spooky. Like that is
Plaster
not
Paris.
a nice looking head. It's scary.
But it is in the book apparently.
No,
Apparently, it's the most realistic thing
yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
But Carly Beth still says
And
it's
then
kind
you
of creepy.
and then you see it
Yeah.
in the show, and you're like, that.
Yeah, hair color's not even correct.
I know.
It's orange, and she's blonde.
Yep.
But what are you gonna do?
It is what it is. Hey, it's budget.
And then in the TV show, she destroys the costume her mom makes her. In the book, she doesn't do that.
Well, did you see that thing when her brother put it on? There were feathers everywhere. That thing was not lasting.
Yeah.
yeah.
He walks out of the room and there's feathers literally everywhere. It's like, come on. 5 steps out the door, that thing's disintegrating.
That's true.
She's had enough. I mean,
Yeah.
And let's talk about her life savings. I mean, what do you think you guys had saved up at the age of 11?
Yeah, probably like
Had to be more than $30, right?
I would assume so. Yeah, but when did this episode come out?
I don't think it was more than like $30. Sounded about right to me.
You
I
gotta,
don't know, though.
you gotta do inflation, Josh. You gotta account for inflation.
You're right. All right, so $60.
Right. Yeah,
That
I would say that
seems like a lot.
I guess I don't know. When I was young,
Maybe-
when I was growing up, I always saved my money. Like if I got birthday money, I wouldn't buy things. I would just save it.
Oh, I
would
forgot
save them
about
for like
birthday
big
money.
purchases.
I never made
Yeah.
big purchases when I was little. I just always saved my money.
I mean, a big purchase was like a video game for me.
That's yeah.
But like, yeah.
That's true. I just like didn't take into account when people give you money for like your birthday and like holidays and stuff. I
Yeah.
just like I would always have just like quarters. I just like so many quarters.
Oh, yeah, I had like a tin of quarters too.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's no way I had more than $30 of quarters. But
Also, we should keep in mind we're three white people, which comes with a certain amount of privilege in this country. So
Yeah.
maybe not everyone has $30,
yeah,
Carly Beth was white.
tucked away. Carly Beth was white and Canadian, so she should have more money.
super Canadian.
So Canadian.
All right, let me just make this note. I'm just going to go into Haunted Mask Part 2 for a split second. I like how in this one, Chuck and Steve are completely different. I mean, Chuck's the same one in the second one, but their characters are so different in this one. Chuck is like the leader and the one that's like never gets really scared. And then in the second one, he just turns into a bitch. Steve is clearly the leader, and Chuck is like just whiny all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve's
Yeah.
Steve's like the leader in the book too. Like he's more driving the action in the
Yeah,
book,
he's
I
like-
feel. But in the show, I wonder if that was like a matter of like who they cast. Like if
Yeah.
it was because the kid who plays Steve. I mean, we don't want to talk about bad acting. Oof. So I wonder if they cast the one kid as Chuck, and they were like, this kid is like way better. Let's give him all the lines.
Yeah. I love the addition of the cemetery. That's
Yep.
great.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a big
Cemetery's
note.
pretty cool.
That is fantastic.
I was so upset when I read it. I was like, oh, no, this ain't happening in someone's yard. Don't tell me this is happening
someone's yard.
in someone's by a hedge. Come on.
By a hedge.
That's the best you got? What, like R.L. Stine, why couldn't you think of a cool spot like a cemetery? It's not hard.
Maybe he didn't want to be cliched.
It worked. The cliche worked.
It did. It worked.
That was a nice scene.
Can we talk about there is kind of a cliche that I do hate though.
yes.
in-
When
Go for
I feel
it.
like I know what you're gonna say.
A visual cliche.
Oh no.
I hate the fucking smoke machine in every media, Halloween media, not even like in just cemeteries. Like they're on the street, and I guess it's supposed to be like the steam coming up from manholes. Come on. There's not that much fucking steam coming out of manholes in the middle of a residential area, like a suburb.
Yeah,
But it's not just this where it happens. It's every form of Halloween media. There's way too much like smoke and white mist everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I got you.
come
I
on.
get it.
There
You
is.
need to stop.
But in this, I mean, I'm not going to be as critical with that. It's a nice visual, especially for a kid. It works for
it
it.
just annoys me.
That's fine.
Just in general. I know I shouldn't hold it against it. It just generally annoys me because it's so overplayed. But what was you were gonna say, Michelle?
Oh, in the show, when Carly Beth is like screaming at them in the cemetery, they're like, "We only did it because we liked her." Like, what?
Yeah, fuck off with that.
I hate that. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. It's terrible because they don't say that in the book. They're just mean because they're annoying and mean and like they don't know how to like.
They're little
Okay.
fuckers.
All right.
Yeah.
But let's be real. That's just a desperate line because they're staring at the face of like something evil. So,
That's true.
you know, I don't care about that as much. It's like a pathetic line. It's like a pathetic, and it's supposed to be.
We should also talk about the mask, though. What do we think of the mask in the
Yeah.
show?
Which one's scarier, the one on the cover or the one in the show?
Okay.
Because I definitely have an answer.
So, I mean, honestly, the cover is always going to look cooler. But I love the mask in the show.
Yeah.
I think
I
I think it's
agree.
a very
I don't.
Really. No, I think it's
The mouth doesn't move and it ruins it for me.
sometimes what I
That's
don't
fair.
like.
Like if it's supposed to be like a living face, though, but that's like the whole thing. It's supposed to be a living face. The mouth doesn't fucking move. So it kind of really ruins
What
it
I don't
for
like
me.
about the mask in the show is the teeth. The teeth are like they're different. Sometimes
They're too big, too.
that's fine.
I
That's
think.
fine. But like they like pop. They look
Yeah.
flimsy sometimes, which I don't like. But no, overall, I think it's a good mask.
Yeah, I agree. Like the cover, I feel like looks a lot cooler.
Yeah.
But like yeah, overall, like that's a pretty scary mask for a kid's show. Like, I don't know.
The mask scared me when I was little, I'll tell you that much.
The
Yeah.
masks in the fucking shop though, in like the main store area,
Those are good.
fucking suck.
No,
they
I love the
suck.
fat guy.
They're terrible.
I love the fat guy.
Oh my god, they look so bad.
Yeah.
They look like leftover. And then he's describing these masks in the book. This pig with its blood
Yeah.
trickling from its mouth, and it's like, oh, pick that one. What are you doing?
I know. I love the fat mask. Sorry. I love it. I think it looks so good. But the guy with the mouth open, that's kind of ridiculous in the show.
Yeah.
No, but he in the book, cuz he goes into that kind of like sad monologue of why he created them in the show. I'm trying to remember how it is in the book. Cuz he doesn't go into the whole like I was like you know, I didn't love myself. I created these.
He seems more pragmatic in the book, you know? Like, he's almost like, because even in the show, right, she steals the mask from him and she like
Yeah.
throws the money at him, right? In the book, he's like, I don't want to sell you this mask. It's too scary. Like, he says it like 1,000 times. Too scary. Too scary. He's very like curt and like matter of fact with her. And then eventually he's like, all right, which kind of makes him the biggest piece of shit.
Yeah. Wait. Did you say the one in the show is more pragmatic or the book?
I think the one in the book is more pragmatic, but also kind of
I don't know.
evil.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say he's an asshole.
He's definitely more devious, I feel. Or not devious, but I don't know, because there is a difference. Because the one in the show is kind of like rooting for her, you know? Like he's trying to protect her for so long. And the one in the book is like, I feel like he really doesn't care that much about her. And I kind of like that more. That he's kind of just a fucking asshole.
Oh, I don't.
He was like, I'm just going to take this little kid's money and I know it's going to stick to her face, but fuck her.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think it works as well.
I think it works because he's scarier.
Yeah, I would agree with Colin on that one.
Yeah, I don't like
But
it.
I don't think it doesn't work in the show either. Like I think I just feel like Carly Beth is more like mean-spirited in the show, and when I was watching it I was like, oh, that's the mask influencing her before she buys it, because she steals the mask, she rips up her mom's costume, like she is angry.
But in all fairness to Carly Beth, you know, she reels herself back when she leaves and she tries to go back to bring it back because, you know, the consciousness, you know, the guilt sets in. But then he's just like, you know what? I'm closing the door now. Now you've done it.
Yeah.
Now you've done it. Here's the close sign.
You've done fucked up.
So,
Yeah, which I like that. I like that he was like, sorry.
but and I just like how it's done more in the show. You know, in the show, this guy isn't supposed to be an evil man, but in the book he kind of is. He just
oh yeah, he's such a piece of shit in the book.
and I just
Yeah.
I don't like it as much. I like that he's like pleading her to, like, he even says, I'll give you this gorilla mask for nothing, just leave. I can't let you put this on. This come on. I mean, at a certain point,
Yeah, but listen, if he's really worried about her, he would explain to her the truth behind these masks. Instead, he just decides not to, right? In the book, because he's a piece of shit asshole, he doesn't explain it to her at first because I think he actively wants to cause chaos and mischief. He's so devious in the book, and I love it.
well, I guess, well, hey, we'll agree to disagree. I like the man more in the show.
One of the things, I might be wrong about this, but one of the things in the show that they don't do in the book, unless I'm forgetting, is the shop owner in the TV show, like, he's wearing a mask. He says, like, the little thing on his face is like, even this mask is starting to, like, turn ugly now or something like that. I like that. That was cool.
Yeah, I think I did a little bit of like research into. I don't know if this comes up in like the other episode, Josh, if you remember. But there's like something to do with like his face. He was creating experiments for the masks to cover his own face or something. Like I feel like that was like what they were hinting at, and I feel like when R.L. Stine wrote the first book, that like wasn't a thing. He was just kind of like,
Absolutely not.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. Like he kind of retcons it in like the later stories.
And I think that was definitely a cooler thing they did in the show. However, I never really understood that like when I first saw it. And I mean, I don't think you really are, but yeah. So is that confirmed? Was that him wearing one of like the beautiful masks he created? And if so, why didn't that start to turn as well? I mean, like, why didn't that turn as quickly as the other ones did?
And also, if it was a beautiful mask, why wasn't he hotter?
Well, I think that part already turned, but now it's starting to decay. So, and in the second one, it gets worse. Like his face looks worse. I don't know. Well, Colin, you probably haven't seen it, but Michelle, if you remember,
Yeah,
his
vaguely.
scarring is a lot worse. By the way, I'm just gonna throw that in there. The opening scene for the second one is creepy as fuck.
Damn.
Is it? I don't remember.
It always I remember being creeped out when I was a kid. He's just in the basement of his shop burning the masks, and the
That's something we should bring up. Why the fuck doesn't Carly Beth burn this fucking mask after she gets it off?
She takes it home with her.
She takes it home. Fuck you, bitch.
What, Carly?
I hope your brother gets stuck forever.
And that's another thing. Well, I guess we'll just jump to the end real quick, and we won't stay there. But is that supposed to be like it's on him forever? It can't be, because it has to be on the individual 3 times. So it's not a big deal.
Is it?
No,
I
I
thought
don't-
in the book he said
Yeah.
the next time it's on like her face or like anyone else's.
Did they say that?
It's on there.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's explained in the show.
Oh, it's not. I might.
In the book it is though. It's like, yeah, the next time this is on someone's face, like it's there.
No shit.
And that's why she doesn't burn the mask, excuse me?
I mean, like, I get what they were
You
trying
dumbass kid.
I definitely get what they were trying to do in the show, because, like, obviously he's stuck like that. But I was thinking that's never said. I thought it's just if you put it on yourself 3 times. So that makes more sense then.
So the second story is also as Chuck and Steve, right? Is Carly Beth in the other episode too?
Yeah.
So do they address her brother at all?
No.
What?
What you doing, RL?
It's not focused on him. Like, I think her mom is barely in it, because the focus is on Steve.
Is her dad still in Chicago?
Dad's just never there. Yeah.
I love the in the book, like they're like, oh, she said something about her dad being in Chicago,
Yeah.
right? Or that's your dad calling from Chicago. And then in the show, I have the quote written down. It's like, is Chicago going well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole city of Chicago, is it going well?
Little unneeded exposition there. Just thanks.
Yeah.
That was weird. Like you could have just been like, yeah, oh, it's your father on like calling. Like that's,
So the second one, Steve wears the mask.
That mask is badass.
Okay, I remember that one more, I think. Like,
Yeah. I think I actually watched, growing up, I watched the second one more. Not because
yeah, I think I did
and
too.
not because I liked it more. I think I just owned the second one for some weird reason, and I didn't own the first one.
Yeah, I think I did too. Because I remember,
Very weird.
I remember him wearing
But
it.
that was a badass mask. But yeah, so in the opening scene of the second one, he's burning them. It's a dark as shit basement, and the mask, comes up from the grave, and comes to him, and it's like floating there. It's a little goofy, but
they're so goofy. when they're floating around.
They are.
But you know what it
Yes.
you know what it reminded me of when they were talking? It reminded me of Courage the Cowardly Dog, The Return the Slab.
It's
That's
yeah.
what it sounded like to me.
It's
And I was
creepy.
like, oh, that triggered me. That brought back some bad memories.
But when I watch it now, it's so funny. Like I watched that part and I think it's such a funny part. But when I was younger, like it did creep me out, I will say.
Yeah, it is funny. Whenever I see floating heads like talking, my mind first always goes to Haunted Mansion with the heads that talk. You know what I'm talking about?
The movie or the ride?
The movie, and also the ride.
For that piece of shit movie, that's what you think of, not the
Yeah.
classic attraction.
Oh, I love that movie.
Michelle,
Colin.
you love the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion movie.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I do too, Colin.
Oh my god,
I love it. What are you talking about?
It's fantastic. Maybe it's
Fantastic. Come on.
maybe it's garbage.
It's
but
garbage.
It's,
It's garbage, but I love
Okay.
it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's.
Come on,
It's
man.
great.
Jesus Christ.
You know what else I love? I love Casper. I don't like Casper Meets
I
Wendy.
love
Oh my
Casper.
god, I don't like Casper Meets Wendy.
No. But OG Casper, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
oh no,
yeah,
I
yeah, I agree.
still enjoy Haunted Mansion. Absolutely.
Yeah,
We need to add it, and we need to review it because
it's so good.
there's no chance it's good.
It's not good, Colin. No, it's not good
Yeah, it's not good, but
at
it's
all by any means.
yes.
Michelle, you said it is fantastic.
Yeah, I said it might be garbage, but it's fantastic
Yeah.
because it
No,
is.
I think Josh said that.
No, I said
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Josh said that.
play it back.
Play it back.
Play
It's
it back, folks.
The Haunted Mansion. No. Oh my god.
Obviously, yeah.
Okay. You know it is fantastic. The ending of the first episode when she's shaking her and then it's just like continue to
Hard
part
cut.
two.
Yep.
Oh, that was really bad. I mean, how they tried to do the
That killed
choking.
me. Yeah.
Until I read the book, I didn't know what she was doing to her.
Yeah, she's just like shaking her or
Yeah.
whatever in the show.
Yeah, like they could. Why did they pick such a terrible place to
Yeah.
cut it? Like in the middle of a scene.
And just the way that they cut it too was terrible.
Yeah,
like
it's bad.
with the it's just like suddenly just the font just came up.
Yeah,
it was
like what?
bad time to cut over. I will say, I mean, you guys said it. I wish the voice was better, because let me tell you, when that mask goes on the shopkeeper in the second one, holy shit, the voice is so much better. It's so deep and creepy. Even Steve when he has the old man, it's like they do a completely. Well, I mean, that's not Carly Beth's voice when they're doing all that. So, right? Like, that's definitely not her.
Isn't it? I think it is.
I think that it is too.
Well, because let me tell you, in the second one, that's definitely not Steve.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask why didn't they just dub her over?
I don't
with
know.
the mask in the
I
first
wish
one?
they did, because they could have made that so much better. But it does take you out of it. It's just not scary, and it's trying to be. But the second one is less creepy with Steve's mask, because it's like an old man, but it's like really depressing, which I like a lot. I dig the second one a lot. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And we can't go into that. I'm gonna go off on like I'm gonna go on a roll here. I feel like I have so many. I feel like I have so many more notes on both of these. Where are we in it? The middle.
Yeah, the middle, which honestly is kind of both the book and the show, is kind of my least favorite part.
Yep.
When she's like running around, scaring people.
Definitely.
Although I did like in the show, and this is a little before, but they refer to the woman at the door as an old bag, and it's like she's like, early 30s at most.
I'm looking at that exact note. I said they literally call a pretty, like, she's a pretty woman, and she's definitely in her early 30s, an old bag.
She's a Julia Roberts if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I think she was pretty, and she was definitely young.
Yeah, she's definitely
Yeah.
like early 30s at most, and they call her an old bag. Just cast a different actress or change the line. Even better, just change the line. Yeah, so I don't really love the part, like, I don't know. Like I do agree the cemetery in the show is a nice little spice up of that, but like everything kind of sandwiching that part I don't love. Like I like when she goes to like the shop and everything, but like when she's just kind of like running around and like scaring, like going
Yeah.
to like people on the
Yeah.
street, it's like enough of this. Let's go. I know you got to stretch to like a full like your 30 minutes or whatever, but let's go.
And
Gonna move
but it
on.
doesn't feel that different from the show. Like those segments feel very similar.
Yeah.
But I will say, you know what I wish was in the show that was in the book? I was cracking up when she throws the green apples that they get, and the guy comes out and he says, "Hey, what's the big idea?" And they run away from it too. They're like, "Oh, we gotta go." Like, guys, the guy just said, "What's the big idea?" Oh, that had me.
Yeah, that was good.
There's no coming back from that.
I love that she buries the mask at the cemetery too.
So much
instead
better.
of just so much better instead of just like losing it on accident.
Yeah. Oh, lost it. I don't care. I'm running away. No, you had purpose here. Your goal is this. She's dead to me. This isn't me. Like
Yep.
that works so much better than saying,
Yeah,
I'm out.
I agree.
I'm gonna disagree. I think it's better. It's more of a way to, like in the show, it's like more symbolic, but in the book, it's just like not even thinking. Like it's so pushed out of like the mind, like not even thinking about that's who she used to be or whatever. You know, like it's such a detachment. You know, I like that more.
I like that. I like the
Yeah.
difference there, but I think it also falls under the whole graveyard versus the front yard. I just don't like anything about it.
Yeah, the graveyard gets points just for being like a cool set, despite the mist.
Despite the miss. But how about that blue light? Come on.
Oh, that's good.
Also, I love that like Chuck and Steve, they put out all their candy on like a fucking tombstone. It's like
Yeah.
it's the most disrespectful shit. Fuck these kids. Oh, and the worst sword fight ever put to film. Just the worst. They're just flailing those things around, not even trying to like hit each other.
They're not. Yeah.
Also, if you guys noticed, when Sabrina's emptying her candy, she pulls out one of those shitty doctor's office lollipops. Awful. Who's giving those out? Come on.
Can't you name brand candy in the show?
That's
You're right.
true.
But in the book, they definitely say Milky Way.
They definitely
They
say
do.
Milky Way. They bring up Star Trek. They bring up
Frankenstein,
Like-
E.T.
Freddy Krueger, E.T. Yeah, all brought up in the book because fuck it, no rules. But in the show, that's TV, baby. You got to get rights. We also need to talk about the giant Great White North elephant in the room. That is these Canadian accents.
It's so intense. Like they're not just a little Canadian. They're a lot Canadian. Well, some of them.
Listen, guys. Listen, I'm sorry you feel that way. All right. But
I'm sorry.
Well, you're gonna go get some goosebumps. That's a little more Minnesotan than it is Canadian,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the same
It's
fucking
good, yeah.
thing. Who gives a shit? If you're from Canada or Minnesota, I'm sorry, you're technically the same people. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to make fun of the Canadians.
Yeah,
real quick.
It's very, very noticeable that they're Canadian.
And how does is it the mom that says it? That says costume? It's the mom, right?
yeah, it's the mom.
Yeah, Josh, how does she say it?
Oh, she says, I made you a duck costume.
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 Oh man.
Which Carly Beth doesn't say it like that. So it's really, really heavy on the mom.
Carly, she says her sorry is like really intense
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else. I mean, we kind of hit on a lot of this. I just have a note. Why would you call the fire department to get a mask off? Kind of a dumb line, I felt. I don't like the way he touches her in the show, like in the shop when he's like touching her shoulder and stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't like that.
No.
Well, neither did she.
Oh,
And,
no. Yeah.
And I didn't like. This is another thing, but like the sound mixing, like her muffled. Like I get she's supposed to have a mask on, but I felt like the muffling of Carly Beth's voice was a little too much at times.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Oh no, I do have another note. When she comes back, right, and her brother plays this fucking another prank on her, right? Like she takes the mask, she gets the mask off with the symbol of love. Yay, good ending. She runs home, and her brother acts like she still has the mask on to mess with her, right? And he drops his bowl. You just ruined a snack for a joke. Excuse me.
Hey, I like it.
Fuck off, kid.
commitment,
I like the
yeah.
dedication.
You don't ruin a snack to fuck with your already very, very often harassed sister who's
Yeah.
clearly mentally not okay.
I like when she gets to the shopkeeper, and you know he's just there. He's waiting for her. He knows she's coming. He opens the door for her. She runs in, and you know I forget what she says, and he just says, "I know." And they walk in the back, and she's like freaking out, and he's just sick of her shit. It seems like, because he's just like this. All he says is, "I cannot remove that mask," and he says it like a few times.
He does.
He's like, "I tried to tell you, man."
Yeah.
But yeah, that part makes me laugh. Yeah, nice scene there, as I mentioned.
Yeah, not to like hard cut to when the episode's over. Well, the story's over. One of my personal favorite moments of this show is when they cut back to R.L. Stine and he goes, "That was pretty scary. What do you think, Mom and Dad?" And they cut to these two people on the couch, like frozen in fear, I guess is like the thing. But it's just so funny.
I mean, come on, guys, it wasn't that scary.
Yeah.
I mean, they were scared shitless.
They
It was the
were.
scariest thing they'd ever seen.
Their
Yeah.
hair even turned green.
Yeah.
It was like,
like
I don't know what was going on there.
Those are people that don't watch a lot of horror.
I like how the dad, though, he still kind of looked happy. He didn't look scared. It was just the mom, really, that looked scared.
oh yeah, she's terrified.
Mom, Dad, what'd you think?
Yeah, so do we have anything really more to say about these before we get into ratings?
Yeah, we actually didn't even touch on the intro.
Oh, I mean,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
that's brilliant. It's just
Love
brilliant.
it. It's great. I mean, how about when they go into the door and you get that whole little preview?
Yes.
your whole little like Spider-Man 2 recaps of stuff. Yeah.
There's I'm trying to think.
I mean, the music is, really stands out.
Yeah.
So I peeked ahead. I don't know if you looked at like seasons 4, the intro, it changes.
Yep, it's awful.
It's terrible.
It's so upsetting.
There's a light. He turns into lightning.
Yeah, I
R.L. Stine. And the music is different.
there's a laugh.
Yeah.
There's a laugh in the piano part in the beginning. There's like a chuckle and a laugh, and it's like very poppy. It turns into like this very boppy, like uppity remix, and it's just really
So weird.
bad. Yeah, and R.L. Stine gets struck by lightning and just disappears into bats or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's I don't know who approved that. Just stick with what's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a solid intro with a great theme. That was my shit.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Especially like even when the end credits come up, it really hits. Cuz it just goes into that
It does.
it goes into that high point of the theme. But yeah, definitely excited to go into ratings if you guys are ready.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Since this was my suggestion, I can go last, and you guys, Michelle, you went first last week, so Colin, you can start us off if you'd like.
Sure. I'll start us off. Because again, I didn't grow up with these. Okay, because I think I mentioned it before we started, and I said I think my what I preferred is going to be the opposite of you guys, and I think through our discussion, I've kind of reaffirmed that thought in my head. Because I'll be honest, I like the book more than I like the show. I thought the book was, I mean, you know, it's a kid's book, so it's not like the prose is going to be incredible. But listen, compared to My Teacher is an Alien, this is a fucking masterpiece. Okay? And I know that's a dangerous scale to compare it on, but I'm just thinking like a kid reading a horror book, like this isn't bad. This isn't a bad book for like a kid's book at all, you know? Whereas the show, I'm not going to give the show like a really low score. Like I'm not going to destroy the show. But the show is a little wonky at times, and some of that's charming and some of it's kind of not. The acting is pretty bad. There's some weird dialogue and choice, you know, we talked about it. So for the book, I'm going to give it a flat 70. All right? I thought for a children's book, it's pretty good. Okay? Show, not as impressed, but I'm not going to, you know, again, I'm not going to give it a terrible score. I don't think it's a terrible score. I'm going to give the show a 58. So those are my rankings.
All right, I kid you not. I have the same scores except reversed.
Well, they're not the same because we have a different.
Right.
scoring.
Yeah, I was always someone who liked the book more. So I like in most things, I just always found myself liking the book more. So I was surprised when I liked the show a lot more in this one. But I still think it's a great show. And the book, like Con said, like it's a good book. For kids, it's not like great reading it now by any means, but it's a good kids book. So I gave the book a 58 out of 97 and the show a 70 out of 97.
Guys, it's pretty scary like how close we were on these ratings with the numbers, especially. I mean, not Michelle, I'm with you. I think everyone could tell I preferred the show, and you know, I was surprised. I thought the book was gonna be better, but
yeah,
I think the show made some decisions that worked a lot better than the book. And you know, looking at this score out of a 95, you know, I like to remind people it's actually boosted a little bit out of 100. So take that into consideration. The book I gave a 55 out of 95. And the show I have a little under Michelle as a 68 out of 95.
Very nice.
And this is, you know, I think this is one of the top, if not the top, Goosebumps episode. However, I think you're going to get the most quality Goosebumps episodes in these 2-part episodes, which I think I think it was season 1 that had a lot of the part 2 episodes. This and Night in Terror Tower, and well, I'm just gonna say those two. They're pretty standout, from what I remember. But Haunted Mask Part 2 is a really, really good sequel too, I think. But yeah, honestly, I am very happy that these were not ripped apart as I thought they would be. I thought some of Colin's ratings, I thought one of his ratings was going to be like 30s maybe. But yeah, I thought Colin was going to like the show more, to be honest.
Really?
I did. Because when you did say we're going to be shocked what you picked, because I feel like the majority of people will say the book is better. So that's what I was kind of going off of. So when you said you're going to be shocked what I pick.
So I think in my mind, it's that I think R.L. Stine is a fine writer for kids' books.
Mm-hmm.
Like his prose is like, I've seen a lot worse, you know, poorly written kids' books. he overwrites like I forget the term for it, if there's a term for it, but it's like she said clenching her fists. Like he does that way too much, right? Like he like dialogue and an action at the same time. He's constantly doing that. That's annoying. But otherwise, I thought the prose was pretty clean and fine, so I wasn't gonna really pick it apart. So I can't they're the same basic story. There's a little difference, and I liked some of the character stuff more in the book than I did in the show. So and also you can't really cover up bad acting in a show. Like no one's going to be a bad actor in a book, right? Mm-hmm. It's never going to be distracting. If a book's poorly written, then that'll be distracting. I don't think it is. When there's bad acting and some questionable lines in shows, that distracts. That kind of takes it down for me. So that was my thought process with it.
That's fair.
But I didn't hate, it was fine. It wasn't like I didn't hate the show. It was for a kid's show. It's,
definitely much
okay.
higher. Definitely much higher than I thought.
Fine.
But you did like that shopkeeper in the book, so that.
I did love that John Waters shopkeeper, and he was such a prick too.
Yeah, I think. See, since I'm looking at this as a kid show, I can excuse some of the acting. I mean, some episodes are really unforgivable. So when you watch this one, you definitely see a quality boost. And I know that's sad to say because the majority of them are still not good. But yeah, this one, I don't know. There's some good and bad with the dialogue choices in both the books and the shows. Some of the exchanges I like in the show a little bit better than the book. Vice versa.
Yeah, but there is no "Hey Geekoid" in the book like there was with My Teacher is Alien, so I got major points for that.
I'm glad you liked these a lot more than that. I will say that. I'm very happy with these ratings, even with the high 50s.
Yeah, I mean they're close overall. So the book got a 64.34%. The show got a 68.8%. So
that's good.
Very close.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So little dare I say, little spooky how close.
Little spooky.
Little spooky.
We're closed. As my shopkeeper would say.
Yeah, my shopkeeper speaks. We're closed. Like he's very matter of fact and like doesn't have time for her. You really have to hurry up. I'm closing soon.
Yeah, dude wanted to go home. My guy was getting on the phone with some guy in another country with the chemicals for his face. I mean,
we didn't even talk about the weird Bunsen burners he's got in his fucking shop.
So strange.
Yeah. But there's a lot to dissect, especially when you're doing book versus show. But I had a fun time.
Yeah, I had a fun time too. If you like what you just heard, please feel free and do leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and look out for new episodes every Tuesday. You can find us wherever podcasts are found: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, so on and so forth. And please make sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Millennial Milkshake. You can follow us on Twitter at MilkBasedPod. And you can follow us on Snapchat at MilkshakePod. You can also follow each of us on our own personal social media accounts. You can follow Colin at The Last Call, that's called spelled C-O-L, on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can follow Josh on Instagram at Joshy_124, that's Joshy with an I-E. And you can follow me on Instagram at Michelle Thoughts, that's thoughts like the way you think. And thank you guys for joining me on this spooky Goosebumps adventure.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Josh. And thank you, R.L. Stine. And his parents.
Thank you both for walking along this Goosebumps journey. Had a blast. And viewers beware.
Oh,
viewers beware.
A shadowy green G just came over me, and now I'm sad.
You're in for a scare.
Stay spooky.
Yeah, stay spooky, guys.
Spooky.
Stay spooky.